Now, this is theater. I mean, it's obvious. How old are you?
35.
And you wear a bow tie.
Yeah, I do. I do.
So this is...
No, I know.
So
You're right. No, let me just go. No, come on.
And listen.
This is the moment that Tucker Carlson became a villain. I'll prove it to you, but let's just run it back. This is 2004, and Jon Stewart annihilates him on his own show.
I have privately amongst my friends and also in occasional newspapers and television shows mentioned this show as being bad. And I wanted to, I felt that that wasn't fair, and I should come here and tell you that I don't, it's not so much that it's bad as it's hurting America.
Yeah.
Stop. Stop hurting America.
Okay, now
and come work for us, because we, as the people.
How do you pay?
The people, not well.
Better than CNN, I'm sure.
But you can sleep at night. See, the thing is, we need your help. Right now you're helping the politicians and the corporations, and we're left out there to mow our lawns.
You just said we're too rough on them when they make mistakes.
No, you're not too rough on them. You're part of their strategies. You're partisan, what do you call it, hacks. You're doing theater when you should be doing debate, which would be great.
No, it's
not honest. What you do is not honest. What you do is partisan hackery. My point is this. If your idea of confronting me is that I don't ask hard-hitting enough news questions, we're in bad shape, fellas. What you do is partisan hackery, and I'll tell you why I know it.
You have John Kerry on your show, and you sniff his throne, and you're accusing us of partisan hackery?
Absolutely.
You've got to be kidding, man.
You're on CNN.
Say,
the show that leads into me is puppets making crank phone calls. What is wrong with you? You have a responsibility to the public discourse, and you fail miserably.
School, I think.
You need to go to one.
After this, the head of CNN canceled this show, ended shows like this on the network altogether, because Jon Stewart pointed out something very obvious. No, it's not just that Tucker Carlson wears a bow tie, it's everything that bow tie stands for. Tucker Carlson is a sham, a joke. He bounces around for a while. He goes over to MSNBC. He has a show for a minute. That disappears. And now he is left off camera and out of the spotlight. Things you see him doing in this time are like going on Bubba the Love Sponge and saying horrible things about people using literal racial slurs. And then Bill O'Reilly's spot opens up on Fox News. And Tucker has a few options. Is he going to debate folks and get to the truth and reveal what the actual issues are and what's important to regular Americans? No. He hates regular Americans. He looks at that audience at Crossfire and still probably hears them laughing at him. He pictures the kid in the red hoodie and the dad with the floppy dad hat yucking it up at this joke of a fake journalist, Tucker Carlson. He will abandon journalistic integrity so much that Fox has no choice but to argue that he's not a journalist in a court of law. In actual lawsuits, they argue he is not there to report facts and find the truth. Rather, he is there for entertainment. Sadly, he's not funny enough to make it on Comedy Central, but he is a big enough joke to yuck it up to all those white supremacist assholes over on Fox News. Now he's the villain, and he will do everything that Jon Stewart criticized him for. Tearing the country apart at all costs, because otherwise he'd have to face the monster he is and come to terms with the damage he's done. By the way, I always like to give a little gift to people who stick around to the end of the video. Jon Stewart tweeted about this recently. On March 11th of 2021, he tweeted, "I called Tucker Carlson a dick on national television. It's high time I apologize to dicks. Never should have lumped you in with that terrible person." There you have it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and, recycle. I don't know. Compost. Go one day without meat. Whatever makes you happy. Going a day without meat probably won't make you happy, but find something that makes you happy.
So what am I getting at here? Conservatives' detachment from reality is a direct result of our country's abandonment of legitimate news media, which we've replaced with profit-driven, very, very fake news media instead. Complete profit-interested, without any sort of moral backing news media. We live in a country where people can choose what news they want to hear and then only watch that specific news. And if it doesn't fit their political ideology, they can go la 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 until they find a different news outlet that does. But that is not how news is supposed to work. News is supposed to be based with objective truth, and that sort of being the flagship of what it is. Even worse than that is, over the years, outlets like Fox News have developed this strategy of preying on people's fears to maximize viewership. So it's not only not accurate, but it's also very, very fear-based to scare you into your belief system. That's why you always hear them talking about the border crisis and immigrants are invading the country and stealing the jobs of hardworking American citizens, when no immigrants ever stolen your job, most likely. And it's possible that the blueprint that I mentioned at the top of this video goes all the way back to 1938, when it may have been unintentionally created during the War of the Worlds radio drama. I mean, if you know the story, during the broadcast, listeners were accidentally misled to believe a Martian invasion was underway. We were being literally attacked by aliens from the sky, not the ones I think are coming over the border. And it caused widespread panic. Orson Welles was such a good actor that this fear spread, stemming from the realistic and immersive nature of the broadcast, as well as a lack of clear disclaimers. It sounded exactly like this.
Ladies and gentlemen, my honor. Ladies and gentlemen, here I am, back of a stone wall that adjoins Mr. Wilmer's garden. From here, I get a sweep of the whole scene. I'll give you every detail as long as I can talk and as long as I can see. More state police have arrived. They're drawing up a cordon in front of the pit. It means... Wait a minute, something's happening. A humped shape is rising out of the pit. I can make out a small beam of light against a mirror. What's that? There's a jet of flame springing from the mirror, and it leaps right at the advancing men. It strikes them head on. Lord, they're turning into flames. Oh, the whole field's caught up by the woods, the barns, the gas tanks of the automobiles spreading everywhere. It's coming this way now, about 20 yards to my right.
You see, that broadcast and the panic it caused illustrates the intense power that media has on people and how easily information can evoke such strong emotional responses, shaping public perceptions and highlighting the significant responsibility that media outlets then have to ensure accurate and responsible communications. Don't worry, they're not listening. Unfortunately, outlets like Fox News have no interest in maintaining that responsibility, and so our political climate and elections are shaped by their broadcasts. When you have organizations that only care about money, only care about profits, let their morals be damned. Let the facts that they know to be true be damned, as we saw in the Dominion lawsuit, that they were intentionally telling their audience enormous facts relevant to the future of our nation that they knew to be not true. Well, then we've sold the country down the river. And what do we have left? Well, I would tell you, but do you hear that? There's aliens coming. I gotta go. I'm Ben Glebe for Rebel HQ. Follow me on Instagram for lots more.